You know this exact feeling. The polite pleasantries have run out, the small talk runs dry, and you are buried in a heavy silence. Panic sets in. You scramble for anything to keep the dialogue alive, inevitably falling back on the most desperate phrase in the English language. So, tell me more about that. We are widely taught that being a good listener means letting the other person talk, which usually translates to rapid-firing questions at them. But stringing together back-to-back questions turns a casual chat into an exhausting interrogation that makes the other person want to escape. Effective charisma relies on a mechanical system of filtering, pausing, and threading that any speaker can learn to execute. The first step to fixing a broken conversation is controlling your signal-to-noise ratio by ruthlessly purging filler words. This graphic shows a standard spoken sentence. The filler words, highlighted in red, add zero value. They are auditory clutter. Strip them out. The remaining message is physically shorter, and the listener receives the information without having to filter the noise. The second technique is to take those empty spaces where your filler words used to be and replace them with calculated pauses. Stopping completely mid-sentence does not automatically signal to the listener that you have forgotten your train of thought. It signals that you are gathering your momentum, ensuring your next words land exactly how you want them to. Choosing to hold silence signals to the listener that you are comfortable with the pace of the exchange. Now let's solve the interrogation problem. When you ask questions without sharing your own context, you drain the other person's energy. The structural fix is replacing half of your questions with direct statements, specifically cold read statements. Astrologers and illusionists rely heavily on cold reads. Instead of asking what a stranger cares about, they observe the person and state a confident guess about their character. The cold read functions as a branching logic path. If the guess aligns, it creates an immediate sense of being understood. Even if you are wrong, human nature takes over. The person will correct the record, voluntarily explaining their true perspective. If a psychological cold read feels too aggressive for small talk, you can drop in a story statement instead. Rather than asking a coworker what they are afraid of, mention briefly that you were terrified of the dark as a child. Statements require you to put your own data on the table first. Giving up that information turns a one-sided interview into an actual, mutual connection. The final mechanism ensures you never run out of things to say. It's conversation threading. Threading is the deliberate act of embedding multiple, distinct subtopics into a single response. Listen to this dead-end answer. I am from Mumbai. That response is a brick wall. It offers the listener zero specific angles to explore. Now listen to a threaded response. I live in Mumbai, but I actually prefer small towns because I like avoiding big crowds. Thread in rich geography like the Taj of the Deccan in Aurangabad or local UNESCO heritage sites, providing entirely new geographical and historical threads. The same logic applies to your daily life. Answering a question with, I play sports, leaves the conversation nowhere to go. Expand the action. Mentioning your Sunday morning cricket routine introduces new vectors, weekend habits, fitness goals, and local leagues. Every new thread expands the conversation, creating a network of potential paths that prevents the dialogue from stalling. To change how you interact, start by swapping filler words for pauses, replacing questions with statements, and embedding threads into every response. A healthy conversation functions like a game of catch, where the goal is to make the ball as easy to handle as possible. When you toss a response to someone that is loaded with detailed threads, you make it easy for the other person to catch that ball and throw it right back. You can continue using standard interrogation techniques to fill the silence, or you can use these mechanics to build actual, trusting connections. If you want to master more systems like this, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next breakdown.